What's up, Juventini? Welcome back to the AJC, your channel dedicated to Juventus. Oh my God, never, ever a dull moment. We got a ton to discuss. Fans are firing away at Vlahovic. You've got mixed feelings. Fans on both sides of the fence on that one. No mixed feelings here from me, and we're going to get into it. And then you've got news breaking out around Nico Gonzalez, around Kolo Muani. Fans getting antsy, want this team to act. Are we finally ready to see some action? I also have word on the street rumors from Turin around Kolo Muani that we will get to. We got to get some housekeeping out of the way real quick before we say what's up to everybody, okay? And that is that, yes, Super Chat is enabled. Thank you for everybody who has been donating and supporting the cast. Memberships, we've got new packages and new perks for all three tiers. Your kit giveaway for everyone in legend status automatically entered one kit every month. This is your first one, the 0304 pink banger with Del Piero on it. Now, let's get to business. And we got Mas, we got Omer. Fellas, how you doing? Mas, how's it going, brother?
I'm good, man. I haven't been on for a while, so
It's been a minute.
It's been a bit. It's been a busy summer, man. Keeping the kids busy, but there's a lot going on, a lot to talk about. So I'm glad to be back.
I know what that's all about. But it's great having you on. Omer, how you doing, brother?
Yeah, I'm great. Hello, everyone in the chat. Hello to you two, nice fellas. Let's get going. Tons to talk about, right?
Absolutely. And ciao to everybody in the chat. Mitch, Footfax, YT. We got Drin. We got Danny Oliveira. We got Andrew McCann in here. We've got Kokui in here. Great seeing you all. We're going to have a lot of fun on the show, and there's obviously no shortage of things to discuss. But first, we do have some shout-outs. There's a reason I'm wearing this kit, the Great Yellow. Tanti auguri go out to the one and only Giorgio Chiellini. All right, so celebrating his 41st birthday, born in 1984 on this day. The second legend, born on the same day, my pops, Giovanni,
Nice.
my dad. I know he watches the show. I know he watches the channel, whatnot. Happy birthday, Pops. Love you. And thank you for passing on the passion for La Vecchia Signora. All right, that's the reason I'm here today. All right, in more than one way. So there you go. Now let's rock with it, okay? So we're going to kick things off with, well, we had a little match. That was more just for vibes. There is no more Villar Perosa. It's turned into this Juventus versus Juve next gen fun little thing at Allianz. But a fun little match like that had a little spice to it. And it had a little spice to it around Dusan Vlahovic. And fans have finally boiled over. They are voicing their feelings with the player and the situation that's going on. How do you feel about the reaction? Obviously jeered at when his name was announced upon entry, and jeered at with that first horrible miss, which we've come accustomed to seeing a lot of. So that was like mid-season form. Guys, how do you feel about that situation and watching it unfold? We'll start with Omer and then go to Mas. Omer, how'd you feel about watching that go down, and what are your thoughts on the fans reacting like that?
Look, I'm gonna be honest. I don't like it. I never liked booing our own players, no matter who it is. I don't like when other clubs do it. Real Madrid did it to Ronaldo and to Bale, which means there's no limit. You'll boo anyone if you're not satisfied. It has nothing to do with Vlahovic personally. I just never liked that sort of gesture. And I don't like it now, especially in a match like that, which should be just fun time for Juve fans with their kids, a lot of families, and it's kind of overshadows everything. It should be a fun out day for Juve at the pitch before the new season. You saw the awards at halftime to all the U15 teams who won trophies and whatever. I don't know. We have a match against Atalanta, friendly, and we still have Serie A matches before the window. So maybe that's more the place to do it. I felt like yesterday it was unnecessary, redundant, and I basically never liked it. No matter who it is, it has nothing to do with Vlahovic personally.
Huh. All right. And Mas, how did you feel about the fans reacting like that?
Yeah, I agree with Omer. To be honest, I've also never been one to like the booing of players and management. I mean, this is supposed to be a team that you love and support, right? But clearly, the fans are fed up. Listen, we're fed up too. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm sitting here not being happy with the fact that we've only made one to two moves all transfer window, right? I don't know. It's like Omer said. It was supposed to be a fun day, a fun outing for the fans, but it turned into them spitting vitriol out at at a player. And to be honest, it's not going to help the Dusan situation because if anything, it's just going to make him more, I guess, stubborn, if you will, to sort of resolve the situation. Right? It's not going to make it any better. So
Yeah, I'm gonna, I guess, be the lone man on this panel where I usually am of the same belief. You just don't do that to players. It doesn't make sense. It's silly. It creates unnecessary drama, tension, whatever you want to call it. But the drama and tension has already been created. He's had actions that have played to it. Yes, he's collecting money. Juve has offered him, as Mitch makes a perfectly right comment here. He's accepting money Juve offered. Yes. However, he's also rejected to work with Juventus on multiple occasions to try and make it a little bit easier for the team. You know, the team he's playing for. The team I would hope he has ambitions to win with, in maybe helping them with the rest of the roster and spreading out salary and stuff. He's rejected that on numerous occasions. He's also been shopped, and he's rejected every club that's come in. He's only given one ultimatum, which leaves Juve high and dry in a negative 21 to 25 minutes. So it's like he has also had actions here that will obviously piss fans off. He's not free and clear just because he's accepting his contract. This has nothing to do with the man, like, doing what he's entitled to. It's all the extras. You're just, right now, you're painting the picture that all you care about is money. Fans historically get tied to players when they show that they are more than just being about money. And usually when they show their cards like that, yeah, there's going to be an aftermath. I'm not surprised. Furthermore, from a club's perspective, this is exactly why I've been saying for a while, you can't go into another year with Dusan Vlahovic on this roster actually trying to be utilized. It's toxic, it's silly, it's flat out stupid because no good will come of it. When you are accepting a salary that you have not produced to the level, yes, you are not to blame for receiving that salary, but sometimes you got to look in the mirror and you know what? You don't like the boos or jeers? Guess what? If you're going to keep the money that you are entitled to, when you make a mistake or miss a chance like that repeatedly, that you do all the time, now it's hit boiling point. So I don't feel sorry for him. I really don't, boys.
Like I said, it's not like something personal to Vlahovic himself. Of course, he's miles away from being free of blame. He has huge blame in all of that. It's just the jeering your own players has never come easy to me. I never find it necessary, especially in like this family event. And now the question is, because they are getting the hate. I mean, we know they're on social media and people are not shy on social media. They DM them, they harass their families. So it's already happening.
That's a whole nother level.
But it's happening. He gets the criticism every day.
But we're not talking about that, though. That's over the top. Nobody will ever say, okay. I'm not saying, but what I'm saying now is jeering at the stands versus going into somebody's DMs is night and day. That's completely different.
Do it against Atalanta in the friendly in a few days. Leave it out of this family-friendly, nice Juventus event.
Yeah.
The other thing is, it's not that they're jeering him solely for him. It's also to send a message to who?
To the board. To
The
board,
guys
of
that
course.
we have been saying forever that are, there's this massive gap between them and the actual guy that's working here, Kamoli. But that message is to them too. You have a toxic environment. If you think that keeping him around for another year is a good decision, I think yesterday shows you exactly why. I've been saying it for weeks, a month now straight. You can't do it. You absolutely can't do it. So it's ugly. It's tough to stomach. I don't like watching it, but I get it. Like, I get it.
I
It's
get it.
It's
Of
probably
course I
the
get it.
only time. It's probably the only time I've been like, you know what? I get it. He's asked for it. He's asked for it in his actions, his refusal to work with us in any way, shape, or form. But again, it is what it is. Moving on this season with him, though, for me, I stand firm. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Now we get to this picture around the team. You get to this picture about all these other guys in these situations about trying to utilize dead weight, what we call dead weight. I don't know. I don't know what we're going to do because you've got a guy like Kostic. You've got a guy like Douglas Luiz. They all have different scenarios around them. Vlahovic to me is like a complete different beast where I see absolutely no way you can continue with him. Kostic, I would never. But the situation around him is you could if you wanted to. Douglas Luiz, we'll get to him because there was a lot of talks about him coming out of yesterday's game. But first, with the Vlahovic thing, freeze him out. He's now played his cards and said he is going to play out his final contract year. That is the ultimate move that has fed people up because Juve will get absolutely zero. And they'll pay his wage that he's never produced to the level that he should have been at. And now we're going to get nothing no matter what. Keep him around another season. So what should Juve do? Fans have said you bring in Kolo Muani immediately and prove that you can sit him because right now he has no fear of sitting. And the word on the street, so we got rumors now from Di Marzio, which is Juve's working right now as we speak on finalizing things with PSG. Loan plus obligation, 65 million euros. Holy smokes. Okay, the word on the street in Turin is there's two situations. One is that the deal has been done for a while with Kolo Muani and PSG. And Juve's just waiting for one goodbye. And it's done. Now they're painting the picture that the deal is going to get done whether Dusan Vlahovic leaves or not. Here's the thing. And I ask, do you think Juve will do that knowing that they're running the risk of Dusan Vlahovic still sticking around and still keeping that salary on the books?
Well, I saw Milik on the bench, and I started laughing. So,
He's still playing, that guy?
and yeah, apparently still. I mean, he has blonde hair now, so it's easy to recognize him. Dusan, I don't know what his end goal is. What does he expect? Expect that when he runs out his contract, another club will come in with 12 million offer of a salary and just like nothing happened. I mean, he's not. My guess is he's not going with Serbia to the World Cup. If that's what he wants, then eventually Juventus will go on, and he has a short span of time to actually make it in his career, and it's like now or never for him. So I don't know. It seems like he's shooting his own leg right now. Eventually he'll leave. It will cost Juve some money, fine, but it will be far more detrimental to his career than to Juve's progress. I want to see him leave. I think for himself, I don't get why he doesn't want to leave. I don't get why he wants to stay in this environment, but I have no idea. It is what it is. I mean, beyond my comprehension.
The thing is like, I feel looking at the whole situation, I said it before, like, it's never pretty. and people always feel a certain way, and they're like, well, you create drama when you freeze a guy out, etc. And I'm like, he should have been never brought to Club World Cup and featured. He should have never been traveling with us to Germany and whatnot. Like, you should have set the tone. Now you're middle of August, and he sent you the message that I'm freezing you guys on any moves. I'm sticking around all year. They should have been more aggressive from the get-go. But if you're looking to pull in Kolo Muani, if it's a loan, if PSG, 65 million obligation, though, I fail to believe that we'll even do that, to be honest, because that's absurd money. But they were also talking about whether it's a loan or not for Kolo Muani, that PSG wanted half of whatever the total package was going to be worth up front. They wanted 2 installments, so you got to come up with half in the first year. So who knows? This situation's wide open, but I think they need to push harder with Dusan. Otherwise, that salary is going to be a killer in bringing in these other guys, especially if PSG is in fact asking this money. But I don't know what you got to do. Now you're at a point where this has all gone down. What do you do, Mas? Do you freeze them out from here on out?
Well, the problem is, if we don't get the Kolo deal done, we actually need Dusan. That's the problem. We need a striker, unless you go out and buy somebody else. So it's kind of put us in a situation where we may need to use this guy during the season. And what would be worse than him, scoring 15 to 20 goals? I mean, it would be good for us in a way, but I mean, would that not be the ultimate, like, screw you kind of thing? And then he leaves as a free in the offseason.
He's not sitting Jonathan David, and he won't get 15 to 20 goals.
I agree. He's never proven lately.
He'll just sulk, piss and moan even more, and talk shit to his teammates on the pitch like he did at the Club World Cup. The guys.
Point we may need this guy is what I'm saying, right? It's a shitty situation for the team. It's a shitty situation for the player.
Which it goes back to Kamoli, and it goes back to management, and it's time to get shit done. Yesterday in that game, Elkan said some words. We'll get to the words because people are actually bringing it up in Storm the Barn. We do have some of this Storm the Barn that we can actually pull in now as part of this discussion. DJ Cami V says, is Tudor's positive relationship with Vlahovic ruining the leverage Juventus has in the situation? I don't think so.
I don't think so too.
I think the only leverage Juventus has is to find somebody, bring them in, and push this guy out. If you're still showing that he's around, if there's no threat of him actually sitting out, which potentially still may not change anything, nothing's going to happen. Right now, we just said it. It's Milik.
So, 65 million for Kolo, man, or whatever it is. I don't know. I'm not pulling the trigger on that from what I've seen so far. So it's
I'm not buying it. I don't think it will be 65 million.
Because Tuna's coming in here saying, is Juve bending at the knee to PSG by taking Kolo on loan, paying a massive 65 million obligation to buy fee next season? Is this the only way to land? It is definitely not the only way, and I'm telling you, 65 million? My God, we could have gone in on the other guys. You're not far from the other guys.
Yeah, you're like making it now, giving him the same Dusan situation. Like, not a high salary, but a high price tag, and it will come with high expectations. And first season, let's call it like a vacation season when you're in loan for like half a year, then it's a bit different than signing a contract for 4 years under a heavy fee.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Keeping Dusan around this season, so some still say, for that price, forget it. Keep Dusan around. I'm telling you, for me, it's too toxic. I wouldn't even give it a month before problems arise, and it's just ugly. I say get out at all costs. Try and figure out whatever the hell you can do. But we might be stuck no matter what we try and do. The situations around some of these other players. Douglas Luiz comes up. Yesterday, good showing. But I'm going to be quite honest, I don't take a whole lot out of this game against Next Gen. It's for vibes. It's for the fans. It's just like a show thing. there's not much into it. He looked good. Yeah, he looked good. He scored a goal, doing a lot of good things. He's probably one of the most gifted midfielders, probably the most gifted midfielders we have in terms of technical ability. It's why we all expected way more out of him. That's a situation where you can continue, in my opinion. But the thing is, you've got to clean up whatever the hell that situation is, because it's always felt like he's wanted to leave. And it's also felt like from the club side, they never bought in. And they never treated him properly, even when Tudor came in from Mota before and he was available, just almost like he was out of sight. We're one day removed from an interview with Mbangula that he said it felt like Tudor never even looked at me, never even considered me in one of those advanced roles like behind the strike. Goes, I felt like I was invisible practically. You can't do that with Luis, so the team's got a responsibility to him, and Luis has to shit or get off the pot at Juve too. Like, you want to be here or you don't. He's only okayed one move to Nottingham Forest, but there's no bids. There's a strong chance you're going to continue there. I am more than fine to continue with Dougie, but you have to clean up what's going on behind closed doors, because he asked his agent to find a place in England. The club told him find another team, and he's still listed as a move that opens a door for another midfielder that they're targeting, and they're looking at other guys. Maybe you don't need to look at other guys and keep this guy around, but you have to clean up that situation. So for me, I'd be more than happy to continue with this guy. You guys?
Yeah, I think he had like a horrible year generally. I don't think it's like the year with Juve specifically. I think it's him breaking up with Alicia Lehmann, getting further away from the Brazil national team, tons of injuries, couldn't get into form. All the players under Mota seemed like devout of life and passion and whatever. I think it just hit him harder. I think he had a horrible year. You can see by the goal yesterday, he had the face of like, finally, so I catch a fucking break. So maybe he can turn it around. I do agree that he's a very talented player. Tudor alluded to him playing like the Yildiz role as an Yildiz sub. He wants him closer to goal, which I actually agree with. I don't think he's good defensively and not closing up passing lanes, tackling aerially. So maybe closer to goal will benefit him more. Maybe now that Alicia has left the club and he doesn't have like to see her every day, things will get a bit easier for him. I would keep him. I would keep him. I don't get why you were chasing another midfielder. It's not a necessity. We had 4 on the field yesterday and 2 on the bench. That's insane.
Yeah, and I mean, the whole, like I said, they have to clean the situation up. This guy didn't show up to training camp. Like, he just, and never gave them a reason, came in. He did eventually apologize to everybody involved, but like, he's got to get his shit together. The team's got to get his shit together. They got to get on the same page if we're going to continue. But yeah, I'm with you. I'd be fine continuing with him. And I'm not in a rush to get another midfielder. Mas, you fine continuing with Dougie?
Yeah, I agree with both of you guys. I mean, I refuse to believe that the player that was in there in the EPL doesn't still exist somewhere.
Yeah.
I think he just had like Omer said, he had a really shitty year overall. But to your point, Al, he's got a lot of, PR work to do to repair some of those broken relationships, right? With the fans, with the team overall, with his teammates. But I mean, I'm on the same page as that I am with Coop Miners, right? I believe there's 2 quality players there that just had shitty years that I feel deserve a second chance to prove what they're worth, based on what they've done previously and based on what we spent on them. I mean,
yeah,
selling him at this point, he's at a very low point in terms of value, so it doesn't really make sense to me. But I would keep him.
Yeah. And also, have you ever gotten Gennaro Gattuso? Because Mas, you got Gennaro Gattuso today.
Wow,
And that's a good one.
That's actually good. That's good.
I don't know
Yeah.
about that.
You get fiery like him at times, Sage?
No, absolutely not. I was gonna say, not even
No,
close.
it's with Luis, these are guys you can continue. Kostic, today we hear from Mirko that it appears he is going to be around, something we all expected. The window next to me, I don't know how much longer it's going to last. I might jump out of it because that guy frustrates the hell out of me. Whatever, rotational piece, it will be Cambiaso. Will be given the keys. Joao Mario on the opposite side. McKennie working his way in, and it appears that teams have backed off on McKennie because he's on final contract year. They don't like the 25 million euro valuation. So is Juve in fact stuck? They just might be. Something's got to give. Well, we're getting rumors that Nico Gonzalez, Atletico Madrid, has opened up discussions for the move. This comes from Fabrizio Romano. So we wait and see. But something's got to give. Otherwise,
Not
right
only,
now,
by the way, let me elaborate on that a bit. Since then, Nico Skira has added that there are talks and exclusive from Mirko that Molina is also tied into this deal somehow. That's what they're trying to work out. So it seems like things are happening pretty quickly with
but
Nico,
see,
and
and
I
that's
my guess by the
bizarre.
end of the week he moves.
And that's bizarre because if you don't have a move for McKennie, who, to be honest, even if you keep him around and you play out that final contract year there, I'm not heartbroken about it. But your next move has to open up the door to land Colo, in my opinion. So now we get to priorities, right? Because Matt O'Reilly has been thrown out there, and we just talked about Douglas Luiz and not continuing with him to try and bring in Matt O'Reilly. Even if we pull any move, even if you pull any move right now, my priority is not Matt O'Reilly. Like, he's not my priority. My priority is Kolo Muani, and I still think you've got to find one more center back coming into this team. You've got to say some goodbyes at the back there. The prime suspects to move are still the same guys. It's still Savona. It's still Miretti. Those are your prime candidates to move on capital. And I have a feeling that the moves Juve, it's going to be those. But Miretti now is at J Medical. So he hit the Bermuda Triangle because he got injured in yesterday's game. So we wait and see. But the whole Molina thing being tied to it too, the same guys said a while ago that Simeone will refuse that all day, every day, twice on Sunday. He doesn't want to say goodbye to the players. So let's wait and see. But I don't know. I think it's going to be the same guys. I think it's going to be the only guys you have a market for that give you capital gain. I think Kamoli's going to be in the same boat everybody else has been in. And that's the young guys with capital.
I want two players. That's it. For me, it will be fine if we close the market, if we do sign Kolo Muani, and finalize Vega. That's it. I'll be fine with it. Get those two guys. I don't need 6 more players or whatever they were talking about. It's obviously not going to happen because we need to sell like 6 players in order to buy. Get those 2 guys and I'm good. Fine, we'll roll with what we have. And if you have to reach out deeper, go to your next gen. That's
Mas stone cold on camera, but inside the second Vega got mentioned jumping.
Inside tears. But here's the thing. Here's the thing with Vega. As much as I would love that, to the moon and back. Like, is there any legit rumor out there right now that we're actually even Chelsea's considering even making this move happen?
Yes, it seems to be out of Chelsea. It doesn't seem like they're counting on him. They tried to sell him to Bayern, then Atletico. Yeah. Now they're shopping for another center back, so he moves further down the pecking order. I think it's doable. I'm willing to bet that he'll end up at Juve in some way before the summer ends.
And Joe, bringing it up, if we need a center back, why are we moving Savona, who is center back? Dumb club, always has been. It's because of the money. He would be leaving from that position because of where they have him on the depth chart. And he's got the open market. He's got teams interested, and he'd probably accept a move for minutes, and we would get the capital in order to go and finalize the deal for Colom. I'm not believing what we're hearing. I don't believe that we'll wrap up the Colomwani deal all of a sudden like this without a move. Why would it take, we have to think about this. Why would it take this long to wrap up a deal if you didn't need a goodbye? You don't think Juve would have exhausted all the options and wrapped it up if they didn't have to say a goodbye? Makes no sense. So the journalists wake up today, Thursday, August 14th, and they're like, okay, yeah, they're working on it, and it doesn't matter anything with Vlahovic because they're fueling off this Vlahovic fire and fury that the fans have. Juve needs to say goodbyes. So the big question is, who? Who is going to be that deal? And it still all stems from this club being awful at selling. Awful. Okay? Awful. It's beyond words. It's beyond words when it comes to selling players. And again, whatever you want to say, there are teams out there, they are selling their junk. We're not the only team with junk. Like, this happens at all clubs. They're finding solutions. They're getting creative. They're finding ways to freshen the squad up. At the end of the day, do your job. And if you have to take a hit somewhere. That's why Elkin, with his words yesterday, and Pierre coming in here, and he's dropping it out there. He goes, do Elkin's words have any effect on you? So no. Elkin yesterday talking about, the ambition here to Juventus is to win. Great, man. Great.
Yeah, it's always like this no shit comments. I mean, those interviews are just, I don't know what the point of them. You know what he's going to say right after you hear the question. He's not going to pour out all Juve's troubles and we're aiming for Champions League. He's going to say exactly what we want to hear. It's just routine. I don't. It does nothing for me. Not from him.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Is like talk is talk. Talk's cheap, basically. You got to walk the walk. You have those ambitions. Show us.
Yep.
Show us where it counts. You might have to take a hit or two, Johnny boy. You might have to do that. Get it going.
Or
Smokes.
Or sell some of the ownership and let Tether run it, and that guy who is dead set on getting into
I'm still a little
management.
sketched out, but absolutely, if somebody wants to help recapitalize the club, hello, what are you scared of, Johnny? Being overshadowed? Mm-hmm. You've always been overshadowed. You are in the shadows. Stay there.
Mm-hmm.
The ambition should really be getting our shit together, to be perfectly honest. You could say winning is the ambition, and that's fine, but from the outside looking in, a lot of other European teams are looking at us and going, this is supposed to be a top 5-10 team, in the world. But we're managing this club like it's a circus.
Yeah.
In terms of drama, in terms of news on the daily, player issues, management issues, et cetera, et cetera. Just get your shit together. Get your shit together from top down, and winning will happen, right? It's simple as that. That's all I want to hear.
I mean, it's just like inconsistencies in the business, how they operate, things that they're doing here and there. It's like it's gotta all line up. You can't take a hard stance one situation and then absolutely fold the next.
Yeah.
You also, if you're gonna come out here and say the ambition is to win, well, I mean, when you watch the team play, you could see a couple situations that need to be sorted out. Get the job done. And this is why I say, like, the situation around some of the players that you're looking at going into this season, you need to clean that up. And if there is any false narratives out there, you need to set the narrative. You need to stop letting people control the narrative, media, etc. Like, you need to get in control of your shit. Juve has always taken this road where it's pure silence. Well, the silence could be getting you in shit, because guess what? The people that don't follow the league, the people that aren't in depth, the people that don't know everything, they will jump on the only places they can find information. Where's that going to be? It's going to be what they print out, what they spew out, what they put out there all the time, and then all these other outlets in other countries put it out there, and this is what teams are going on. This is what the story is on Juve, even if it isn't actually, in fact, the situation. They need to start controlling the narrative. They need to come out. Kamoli, the couple times he's come out, he's laid everything out on the line. That's why all of a sudden, for things to change, I have to laugh. Because this whole Kolomuani thing. He literally said, guys, we got to say goodbyes. Like, somebody's got to go. That's why I failed to believe that we would have waited this long to do something we could have done the entire time. Makes no sense. So they got to get their shit together. They got to say the goodbyes. They got to get better at selling. Like, they just have to find a way. They have to get creative. Do whatever you have to do. But the team needs to find 2 players for me. I'd be happy with 2. 6 to 7 sales, 3 to 4 signings was the plan to media and everything. I mean, you have 6 to 7 players you might want to sell. You ain't going to find all those deals. And not if you're unwilling to take some hits. So we're probably going to be pretty status quo. I would expect 1 signing. You might get 2 if we get some dominoes to fall in line. But Douglas Luiz, maybe, I don't know. The rumor is today from Mirko that Juve's still pushing him out. Like, still wants to say goodbye. So we just wait and see, everybody. Meanwhile, if we do look to make a move at the back, it will not be Leone. Liverpool jumped on that one in a 35 million euro deal, a 10% sell-on clause as of now, reported. And they are not leaving him on loan. They want him there, effective immediately. How do you feel about another youngster heading over abroad? 18-year-old talent. Mas, how do you feel about that one?
Yeah.
And then we'll get to Omer.
It's frustrating, to be honest. You always want to see young talent stay in Italy. And this is a guy we were linked to. 35 million is peanuts. I mean, are you telling me no team in Italy can come up with that kind of cash? That speaks to a bigger problem with the finances in Italy overall. But we've seen it, time and time again. It's I don't know, especially for a guy that we were linked to all summer and we weren't able to pull the trigger for a valuation of that small an amount. It's I don't know. And maybe the player wanted to go to the EPL. We don't know, the full story, but
yeah, because it goes against some of the things he said, like he's going to get the first team minutes he wanted.
Yeah.
Nope. So it's a weird one, right? Omer, what do you think when you saw that one go down?
I think that I hear people always saying, man, if we keep going down that road, Serie A will be finished. Serie A is finished. Serie A is done and dusted.
They're in big
miles
trouble,
behind.
man. Big
We're
trouble.
we're already there. We're not heading there. We have arrived. We're there. And when teams looking only to sell their best talents to the highest bidder, I mean, then you're in the Netherlands zone. Like the Eredivisie was once a huge league. Now they'll sell whoever for the highest bidder. They can't keep their players, and that's where most of Italy stands right now. If you want some names, Calafiori, Vicario, Coppola, Udogi, Scamacca, Tonali, Zaniolo, Chiesa, Gnonto, Casadei, and now Leoni. And that's from the past like 3, 4 years. If you want to go further back, I'm not even mentioning like Palmieri, Emerson Palmieri, and Darmian at the time, and Zappacosta. And I'm not even
Dingo.
talking about young talents who are not Italian. If you want to
Yeah,
go down
young
that
talents that
road,
aren't
then
Italian, you throw in there. Yeah.
that's even worse. It's just sad to see. What can I say? It obviously affects the national team because we haven't qualified for 2 World Cups. So I mean, the evidence is there. And remind me again, who tried to warn us that would happen?
Oh yeah. Double A, baby. Double A.
Mm-hmm.
Alcoholics Anonymous. Um, listen. There's two things here. And of course it was Andrea Agnelli. Two things here. You have the mentality of the Italians, which has always been step on each other to get ahead. You have that at play, and you have the financial circumstances around the Italian clubs, the Italian league. And the two of those right now, that's enough to completely break down the league. That's enough to completely break this thing down. They need to work together. They'll never do it, but you need to work together. You actually do need these teams that only give a fuck about money and the results don't really change things in the grand scheme of them for them. When they get these young talents, they need to work with the clubs in Italy that want that talent to keep them in the league and to help those clubs benefit. They need to find whatever this solution is for Italian football. If it's profit sharing, whatever the hell it is, they need to find a way, because if they continue to work against one another, and it's the same thing with Juve going after players, seeing a price tag, and then these teams turning around and fucking selling them to whoever for whatever the terms are completely different. You're fucking yourself up, because this is one of the big draws in your league that is going to benefit you long run. You need to have that incentive for those clubs to work together. If that's not there, this league is never going to climb out. It is never going to get better. It is just going to be keep going down the same road. And Gravina, the fact that he got reelected is hilarious to me, because that just shows you there is zero, like, you want to talk about low ambition? Holy shit, man. How much worse does it have to get before you realize this guy ain't doing shit but worrying about his own personal agendas and his own networks and connections that he's trying to build up? He doesn't give a shit about Serie A.
What's the saying? Like when a small guy makes a large shadow, it means that the sun is sinking, and sun is going down. That's what's happening to Italy. I mean, it's not. It doesn't even start with the players. Like, they don't even have a TV deal with India. They couldn't find one. That's a market of I don't know how many billions of people
Yeah.
living there. The Middle East, they still don't have a TV deal with them. I mean, how hard can it be? People want to watch football. And that's the type of money that you'll generate to help you keep those talents, to help you pay for them.
They had
That
a great
extra 5 that
idea.
Parma are asking.
They had a great idea. They were going to set up their own production. They were going to set up their own. I was like, holy shit, finally you guys get it. You got a good idea. Oh, we don't have enough time to put it together, so we bailed. What? You have all the fucking time in the world. You could take 2 years to develop it if you want. What are you talking about? You have no time to do it. And here we are, fast forward a year and a half later, to weak TV deals and huge audiences not even covered. Pathetic. It's pathetic. So Leone goes, and it's just something we are getting used to until shit changes, because
we lost Retegui. Give Moiskin another good season, and he's out of Italy too.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a snowball and it keeps rolling and getting bigger and bigger, and no one's
But
doing anything to
it's
stop it.
not even the exits. It's the incomings too, right? You see the guys that are coming back. Like you have Dzeko at 39 to Fiorentina, Immobile, Bernardeschi. Like we're not drawing any talent. The mercato
Mhm.
this summer has been pretty much non-existent. Outside of David, and you got what's his name, De Bruyne coming in on the free, Modric coming on the free. Like
Yeah.
other than that, there's not a lot going on, and it speaks to just the state of the league. I mean, we could do a whole show just entirely on the state of
Oh,
the national team and the state of football
I'd
in
rather
Italy.
just
But
pull every single one of my teeth
right,
out.
yeah,
It's frustrating, but yeah, that's another one. Another one that came up, the old situation with Donnarumma. And my
Hmm.
God, man, the disrespect. Holy. Anyways, uh, Luis Enrique, there's so much to talk about in just this one scenario. That's hilarious because it has
Mhm.
like 4 topics all tallied onto it. It was amazing. I just enjoyed the discussions. I'll be honest with you.
Mhm.
I see all sides to it. I can make the argument for all sides, but it's crazy. So it's literally broken. Donnarumma's looking. The original reports were 26 million pounds. PSG's good to say goodbye to him for. That's like 30 million euros. But of course, trying to draw up that interest, that build, because a guy like that going on the market, one of the best in the world, if not the best in the world currently, he's gonna draw interest. So they're just getting those teams coming immediately to like probably draw up an auction. Anyways, what made me laugh is just the the hypothetical around it where people are like absolutely not, we don't have a problem between the pipes. Yeah, of course not. We don't have a problem between the pipes. But where do we have a problem? Capital gain, moving in the
Mhm.
mercato, making other moves. Where else on our roster do you have a guy? And again, this hypothetical would probably not amount to much because that would require selling Di Gregorio at a proper price, proper fee, which we are not capable of. I'm quite confident of seeing how they're operating. But if you did, and you're talking 30 plus in capital because you picked him up on such a cheap, and you had immediately a keeper like that to replace, and you could make a move in this frozen, stalled out mercado, I mean, is it crazy to consider that? I'd be like, you'd have to consider that. His salary? What do you mean his salary? What do you mean? He'd be uh just slightly lower than Jonathan David and just a little bit ahead of Gleison Bremer where your top players are. You might say you don't want to spend that much on a goalkeeper. That's totally fair. But I mean, if you replace Keenan Yildiz, are you going to be able for what 40, 50 million euros replace him with a world-class player at that position? No. If you do it with Cambiasso, are you going to be able to replace him with a world-class talent at that position? Probably not. And be able to still move in like it's just something I had to laugh at the immediate brush off because I'm like, it's not adding up. And when you want to talk about salaries, I mean, if you said goodbye to Di Gregorio, you'd already clear up almost 4 million. You have to say goodbye to Artur. That's 5 million, everybody. There's 9 right there. I haven't even gotten into the 2 and almost 3 million from Weah. That's off the books. Kostic, well, we're going to keep him. Dusan Vlahovic, 23 million. Ding, 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 ding. I mean, all I was saying is, you'd have to consider it. It'd be silly not to consider, right? Or am I just out to lunch?
I wouldn't consider it.
You wouldn't?
I, no, not
Oh,
right now. I'll tell
I
you
would.
why. I get that it's probably an unpopular opinion. A lot of the like the important things about transfers is timing, and I think the timing is awful. If that whole scenario happened last season, different story. If he stays at Paris Saint Germain and we get into next summer where he's out of contract, different story. I will definitely go into that. I'll go into that in January to close it up as early as I can. But there are 2 weeks left to the transfer market. In order to be able to do that, you have to sell Di Gregorio first. You have to generate some money. I like Di Gregorio. Wait. I like Di Gregorio.
No,
I think
of course.
he's a great
The
goalkeeper.
ifs. But we're
And you
talking
can't
about
get-
if. We're talking about if this was all feasible, it'd be silly not to consider. I'm going to combat
Of
the
course.
timing. I'm going to be
Of course, I
combating
don't
the
think it's
timing
feasible.
because one of the things that has been a problem with this team going down the line is also knowing when to sell. This is Moji type shit. This is going out, getting best in the world, making 30 plus million capital on a guy that, yeah, is a solid keeper. He's a stud. I have no problems with Di Gregorio. Everyone knows he's my guy. I love him. But this also allows you to move elsewhere in the mercato. And one of the problems we've had is selling guys at the right time and making the right moves on the backside. Donnarumma is also 2 years younger than Di Gregorio. You probably locked yourself up there for 10 years. The only thing I will say, my wild card is he's called Donnarumma for a reason. And that's my only kicker to this thing and not considering it is because I don't think we would lock it up for 10 plus years. That's why I say it's something you would have to consider. But Donnarumma, he is kind of this thing. And his agent also shows it because they talk about this being a respect thing. And then 2 sentences later, he claims the teams are going to have to pay what's right to get him. So it's obviously more of a respect thing. That's my kicker with Donnarumma.
We can't. There's too little time.
I stand firm, though, on the hypothetical to say you can't consider it. I said that's crazy talk to not consider it.
Hypothetically, Man City will offer him a bigger salary and he'll probably live there. Another Italian player moving to the Premier League.
That's fine. But to say to brush it off, and Di Gregorio's also had 3-4 teams coming at him. If you knew how to sell him, you sell Chevalier, for fuck's sakes, just went for 50 all in. Come on. I'm just saying, if you could make 30 plus million in capital on one foul swoop, and this frees up this shitty ass mercado, one of the worst, not the worst, but one of the worst, you'd have to consider it. That's all. I'm not saying do everything in your power to make it happen, but like to brush it off is
hypothetically. Hypothetically, I would consider Rodrigo from Real Madrid, who also seems to be leaving. But not hypothetically, I wouldn't go into that.
Well, no, because that's not even in the same. It's not even the same realm. Because I literally said, you're talking about best in the world for a fee that is low, 40 to 50 for a best in the world player at any position right now. You're talking Rodrigo. They want fucking like 100 and some million. This is not the same. That's why I just said. That would be like selling Yildiz.
You can't do it right
now. That would be like selling Yildiz to go and get Rodrigo. That's not realistic because you're not even going to sell Yildiz for enough that you need to get. It's not even the same discussion. It's not.
It doesn't matter. It's like you said.
It does matter because it's not the same realm. It's a completely different stratosphere. We got to get Mas in though. Mas, you wouldn't consider it either.
I'll be honest. When we were talking about this in the army chat, right away I was like, no, wouldn't do it. Bigger fish to fry. But you make a valid point. Now that I might be coming over to your side. I mean,
it's something you'd have to think at if it opens up your window.
I mean, again, like you, I have no issues with D Gray at all. I think he was probably close to our MVP last year, right? But you're getting possibly the best goalie in the world back. You're making some money off of it.
And I'm not saying you have to do it like we have to do. I'm just saying it's crazy to me to just be like, brush it off.
No, like, I thought about it and decided it's not the right time. Obviously, it's not my money. I wouldn't be bummed like, why are you doing that if they were to pursue Donnarumma? It's not the case. It's looking at things in a vacuum.
that it's like, oh, that's not a problem, so we shouldn't look at it. Well, what is a problem? Making money and moving in the market. Okay, does this allow you to do that? Yeah, you'd have close to... If you got... And this is, again, it's all hypothetical, but like, if it's always down to the details, the devil's always in the details, but if you pick this guy up, let's say 50, and you spread it out on a 5-year contract, 10 million there, you add his salary, okay? You still have 10-something million to go out and get a couple guys and splash, and that's capital. And you're still going to amortize those purchases and stuff. And some of the targets we have low fees in terms of their salaries, and you still have to say some other goodbyes. I mean, for me, that's crazy. You won't do that with Cambiasso. You won't do that with Yildiz. You won't do that with anybody on this team.
But that's a lot of ifs, Berto. That's a lot of ifs.
But
that's the
part that makes you an awesome director, because Moji used to do those ifs. I'm just saying,
but
like, get
Moji.
creative.
We don't have Moji, and we're not the Juve that Moji had.
That's the fucking problem, because all we do is say, we can't do this. We can't.
Okay.
We can't. I'm tired of a team that says we fucking can't and get stepped on all over the place.
I'm sorry, we
Swing
can't do that. I mean,
it's thinking bigger picture. And
but
again,
Paris Saint-Germain, you're failing to buy their fourth striker. You've been dealing with them all summer. They want 65 million for him right now. They wouldn't give us Donnarumma.
They flat out just threw Donnarumma out. He said the coach just went out and said, I'm not fucking using him. They played Chevalier, who's a bum. They picked him up for 50 million. All I'm saying is, if you're not looking at alternatives and you're just saying you're stuck, if you're Camoli right now, that's not good enough for a club the level of Juventus. That's all I'm saying. This is not Toulouse. And at some point, I don't give a fuck if Moji's not still around. That doesn't mean we just stay status quo and we never think outside the box.
No,
do you want to see some top elite world-class players ever come to Juve at a 26-year-old age? Or do you want to wait for Donnarumma when he's 42 and that's when we come in and get him? All I'm saying is, look at alternatives. That's all. That's all. Fucking to blow it out of the water and just say this, and this. I get that. But my point is, look at it. Look at it.
I get your point. And my guess is that they looked at it. I mean, we have been hearing all summer.
I don't think they did.
Juventus is Donnarumma and Tonali.
I don't think they did. There's been zero indications of it.
I don't think Juve should pursue that route right now, 2 weeks before the end of the market.
I don't think they did, because they probably got one thing on mind, because you've got Captain Moneyball in there. And the funny thing is, this is a Moneyball move in every sense other than taking in a higher salary, but they're scared of, what are they scared of? The same thing we circle back to, Dusan Vlahovic. I'm telling everybody, the 23 million has these guys pissing their pants, and they're not acting. They're not acting. It is what it is.
There's too much on Comoli's plate right now without a sporting director. I mean,
I don't want to hear that. He's operated in every fucking position, man.
Don't waste your time on.
He's operated in every position, even head coach, for fuck's sake. Coach, sporting director, scout, head scout.
Berto,
he was always going to be the director.
It's not what I'm saying. It's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying he can't. I'm saying right now he has too much on his plate to deal with, and there's 2 weeks to the market. He doesn't have time to deal with Paris Saint-Germain for Donnarumma right now and find a buyer for Di Gregorio. So focus on what we're actually missing right now, which is a center back and Colomwani.
He can't, because he can't say any fucking goodbyes. It's been fucking 2 months. He can't say any goodbyes. That's my point. You have an easier goodbye here that opens your window. So it's hilarious because none of it's making sense. All the arguments don't make any fucking sense because you have a sale that could be made. You've only got 4 fucking players that have legit interest. You only have 4 fucking players on this team that have legit interest. That's it.
Right.
So again, it's thinking outside the box. It's every excuse in the book. But again, it's all good. You can't
course
rule
it's
this
all
shit
good.
out. And at some point, you got to step it up. And I don't want to hear the excuses about sporting director, that he was always going to come in and do it and hire the guy later. All this talk about fucking all these guys, nobody had a clue. Everybody told you that Giorgio Chiellini was going to be fucking calling shots on the sporting side. Giorgio's like, I have nothing to do with the sporting side at this point in time. And maybe that's one of the fucking things, is a guy that actually knows what Juve's about needs to fucking step in and also get involved higher up. That's a separate discussion. Now, that was a lot of fun. And that hasn't probably fucking happened in I don't know how long. Especially between myself and Omer. But that's good shit. I like it.
I just sat back and just watched it, to be honest.
Yeah, and then people are dropping calls like, okay, that's good. They take their sides. It's all good. And this is what it's all about right here, okay? I like that right there. Pure entertainment. That's what it's all about, okay? We all have our beliefs, and as long as you guys are enjoying it, that's all that matters. Now, what did you think of the early invasion? Mas, what did you think of the early invasion yesterday? A lot of fans were like, man, we should have seen more, wanted to see more.
I didn't even know what happened, to be honest. I didn't watch the game. So what happened? The fans stormed the field?
Yeah, like super early.
50th minute, something like that.
Oh, no way.
Oh, yeah. So they just stormed in there, and it just got shut down. Kefren Turam looked scared at one point because everybody wanted a piece of Kefren.
Okay, that makes sense, because I saw a video on Instagram this morning where there was fans, but it was in Italian. I didn't really read it or anything, but I don't know.
Dragons 8 saying way too early. Should have given them more time. I'm okay with it. Turned off at halftime. Last year after that game, I was confused when they stormed the field. I mean, Villar Perosa, this is what this event has replaced, right? So Villar Perosa is like one of the estates that is part of a nasty ongoing battle between the family where they're battling over assets, essentially. So Juve's pulled out of having that event again, which kind of sucks. It's a pretty intimate event and cool. And they're trying to do it now here at Allianz. And it's cool. It's fun. But, I mean, if you're looking to get a whole lot of questions or answers out of that game, it ain't going to happen. Like, especially when they're jumping on at the 50th. That's way too soon. But I really didn't care because I don't take much out of this game with Next Gen anyways. Omer, what'd you think?
Yeah, it's kind of a nothing game. It's just like fun to watch. Still a bit too early for me. I wanted to watch a bit more, but I mean, it's nothing. It's for the fans. Okay, fine. They had their fun going down on the pitch.
Yeah.
If I was there, I would have joined them. I mean, I wouldn't sit there. Oh no, they shouldn't do that. So yeah, just a fun day out.
Typically, it's like 10, 15 minutes left, right?
I gotta say, 50-minute, whatever. I didn't take a whole lot of stock into this. It's just, it's for vibes. This game's just for vibes. So no
Maybe
real
they
problem
just
with
waited
it.
for the better players. Like
I gotta be honest. I think we already kind of know, anyways, our answers of what we should. I mean, we all talked about our personal priorities and what we think the team should do. So I mean, I don't think it's going to change a whole lot for the guys around. And I think Tudor has his ideas, and I think Kamoli has his ideas. And I don't think it was going to change a whole bunch, to be honest. The only thing that could is injuries. And Miretti, we're keeping eyes on that. I don't think there's been anything yet in terms of status. Omer, have you seen anything?
Miretti? No, nothing.
I haven't seen anything.
Update on his injury. Even Nico walked out injured, before halftime.
So
I mean, that's not good for a friendly with the Next Gen. They have injuries, but
injuries in Juve.
Well, one is leaving and the other has like 5 guys lined up to replace him. So it's not a big issue. It happens during his run. Like something happened. He must have had a cramp in his thigh. So that's never a good sign. That's like always minimum 3-4 weeks out.
Let's get to some more Storm the Barn, and then we're going to get to something I'll bring up for I got to Storm the Barn too. That's fun, and we'll look at Coppa Italia as well. Jonathan David just doesn't have pace, but I like him and his link up with other players. What do you guys think? I'm a big Jonathan David fan. I think he's going to do very well with us. I like the way he plays. He's a very well-rounded player. I don't think he's never been known for his pace, and I don't think it's going to hurt him. It hasn't hurt him at this point in his career, and I don't expect it to now. That's as simple as I can get with an answer. Fellas?
Yeah, I think he's a very good signing. I think he's sort of exactly what Juve needs, the type of profile. He has agility. He's not like super fast, but he has agility and he can manipulate in tight spaces. And it seems like he links up great with the other guys. And it's just like a month in and some friendlies. So my guess is it's going to get better. I think it's a very smart signing. And I'm happy we went for the guy.
Mas?
Yeah, he gives you a profile that you don't really have on the team right now, right?
Yeah.
Skill, creation. He's a strong player, low center of gravity. I mean, no issues, right? For everything I saw with him in France and so far with Juve has been positive. So no issues there.
There you go. There you go. Jonathan David, man, I'm going to peg him for somewhere around 15 to 18 goals in Serie A this season. I'll go there. 15 to 18. 20's solid. First year Serie A, like just Serie A, like 20 goal scorers, good. I don't know if he'll get there. I don't know if he'll get there. We'll see. Is Colo even the right guy? From what I saw, David is not the box scorer type. He is more like a 10, play big up front. We might need a pure scorer. Colo isn't it. Is he? Fellas?
I really think he is. I really like what he brought to Juve. He created some of the goals that he did score by himself. Maybe won us some matches, won us some points. It took, like, Tudor came in as a huge Vlahovic fan, claiming before that he's the best striker in the world. And it took him like 2-3 weeks to bench him for Colo. And he came up big late in the season when it was important, came up big against Inter. I mean, I think is what Juve needs. And he does add some aerial quality that the guys up front now don't have. If Tudor can find a way to play all four of those guys, like Chico and Yildiz and Colo and David, that's phenomenal for me. That's a front line I absolutely love to see.
Yeah, and Mas, what do you think to Mitch's comment here?
Yeah, with Colo, I think you got to take the good with the bad. We know already that he's a streaky player. When he's hot, he's very hot, and when he's not, he's a little difficult to watch and a little frustrating. Having seen him live at the Club World Cup, it seemed like he had something cooking with the other players on the team. I think year 2 will be better than year 1 if he does come back. But again, for that valuation, if that is the valuation, I don't think 65. He's worth his 65 million, to be honest. But
Yeah.
What other options are there? To be honest, we're running out of runway here, guys. I mean,
Yeah, that's another whole nother issue, right? 65 million is not it, but Colo, I have no problems in bringing him in. I think with David, the interesting thing is nationally he's played with the big man next to him, and he's done very, very well. He's also played solo up top with Lille there, and he's actually dropped into like a advanced mid role with Lille at times too. So there's just a ton of flexibility there. Kolo Muani not being like a box scorer type, I don't think really hurts us all that bad. Kolo Muani's decent aerially, and he would be the only one that gives you that out of the rest of the guys. Yildiz, Chico, Jonathan David, that's the one thing you're missing is any type of an aerial threat, but Kolo Muani can actually give you an aerial threat. You throw Kolo Muani into the mix, you could play Kolo Muani and David up top with Yildiz as a 10. You could drop David back, and he could play next to Yildiz as advanced players behind Kolo Muani. Like, you have options. You still have Chico, who I think is doing very well in these advanced roles with freedom under Tudor. So I'm there for Kolo Muani. I am not there for Kolo Muani at 65 million. But who else? So it's a tricky spot, and PSG is notorious for being very, very tough to
Okay,
deal with.
so
But 65 million randomly out of nowhere when they were willing 35, 40. The same guy. Di Marzio's the same guy that reported they wanted 45 in 2 installment, like fucking 2 weeks ago. I mean, sure,
who's
things
your
could
B
change.
option? Who's your B option? Like if we can get Colomwani, who would be your second choice? A reasonable one. Holland, of course not. I mean, who would be your second pick?
Realistic or somebody we've been linked to?
Realistic.
Realistic. Who's left?
Maybe
Right?
Kristovic.
Really?
Because it would have probably been Luca to get somebody big and give you like some type of versatility there, like give you that aerial attacking option and a big target guy next to David. But otherwise, Kristovic is another rounded guy. He's pretty short though. Who else? Who's other options? Like, are we looking for a top?
I
Now I'm
would.
looking at B options, man. I'm not looking at any more top options because I don't think there are.
Did Bayer
I
end up sending Boniface? Because I've always liked Boniface. I don't know. There hasn't been any links or anything, but I think he's a good
no, I have no
profile.
idea what's going on with him.
Yeah.
I don't know. It seems like what's their name? Al Hilal are going to pay off the rest of Mitrovic contract if you want another Serbian up top. But I would call
Gonzalo
Real
Ramos.
Madrid.
What's the story on him? They wanted to move him, but like you're going
They
back to the
asked
well with the
for
same club.
like 80 million for him, and
Yeah,
he's
of course
ahead
they
in
did.
the he's ahead in the pecking order at Paris Saint Germain, ahead of Colos. So that's even tougher. I would try and call Real Madrid and ask, what's the deal with Endry? Can we work out some sort of a Nico Paz Morata solution of like maybe a loan for a year or two and see how it works out? But beyond that, I mean, there aren't really a lot of options. You have to really
Yeah.
dig deep.
Yeah, it's skinny. So that's where we're in trouble. And PSG, of course, will take advantage of that. We'll just have to see. We'll have to see. We'll keep things rolling here. Would you loan Dusan out for X amount and cover half the salary? I know it's a big minus Valenza, but if it's the only option, would you do it? See,
Yes,
this is the
easily.
what's that?
Easily.
Yeah.
Right
You
now
would
we're
loan him
projected to
out and
pay.
just cover half his salary.
Yeah, because right now we're not going to loan him out and we'll pay his full salary. So if that's the option and the other one is paying half the salary, I'll pay him half the salary and go somewhere else.
Well, and you're removing him from the locker room, right? It's a
Yeah.
toxic situation.
Yeah, but like you here's the thing. We need to know 1000% if this is in fact the roadblock. Because if that is your roadblock, this situation, does it get you out of it? Like you open up half in your annual costs, but you don't bring in or move anything to actually make that pickup. And you're not going to have him around. So now it literally is David and Milik? Huh?
That
So,
all of what I said is based on signing Colomwani.
yeah. Yeah. If you sign Kolomwani, like, yeah, this is a no-brainer. Even to just take half and whatever. Obviously, saying goodbye outright is the plan, the best solution. But at some point, I've been saying it for a while now. We've all seen it. Everyone's been saying it. Juve's not going to get out of this thing without taking a hit. One way or another, you're taking a hit. For me, this is why we go back to Elkin's words, all this. It means fuck all, because at the end of the day, if you take a hit, I don't care. You take your hits here and there. What matters is what happens on the pitch and your ambitions and stuff and what goes on. So if you got to take a hit here and there, like, get it done to better the squad, to do whatever you need to do to take care of business on the pitch. So, yeah, if that ends up being the best solution, but with no other signings, sketchy. Now that Nico seems to be heading to Atletico Madrid, according to Romano, do you think we pursue Sancho or do we sell Nico and use that budget for Colo? I believe Miretti staying means no Sancho. It better be Colo. Like Sancho should be. I've been. It's Sancho no for me. Okay, I don't even care.
Mhm.
I don't even care about this guy. Seriously, like I've stand firm. Kolo Muani and a center back. Say whatever goodbyes to bring that in. I'm happy. Fix your shit with Douglas Luiz, Juve. Keep Miretti. Let's go. That's all I need. I need Kolo Muani. I need a center back. One of the top options. Leone's gone. Okay. I'd be happy. Kolo Muani and a top option CB. Seems like the only guy now is Laporte. Didn't Laporte just sign now? Maybe I didn't see that.
I don't think he officially signed, but he's close to Athletic Club.
Perfect.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's where he grew up, so I think it's coming from him. Like, he probably wants to move there.
We got to go to this. Coppa Italia. Brackets are out, everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Juve on the same side as Bologna, Lazio, Atalanta. You could see there. We've got Palermo, looks like Empoli, looks like Cremonese, Udinese, and I don't actually recognize that green logo. But that's a good side of the bracket. Oh, yes.
That's an awesome side.
That's a great side of the bracket.
Yeah.
I will go out and say right now, my expectation is to reach that final.
Yeah, the only one is Milan, who have Allegri, who's actually good in the Coppa Italia. And you only meet them in the semifinals, I think. Well, all three of those teams, Bologna, Lazio, and Atalanta, have a chance of having a horrible season.
By the time we play Atalanta, if they win that one matchup, it will be under a new coach, and it won't even be them. Juric won't last to that point.
Lazio can sign players, and Bologna lost half their team again.
Yeah, that'll be
all
one of
those
my
teams
side
could
bets.
potentially have a bad season.
Yeah,
we had a manageable bracket last year too, though, guys. So let's.
It doesn't matter. The expectation stays the same. Expectation stays the same. What they do with it is fucking up to them. I mean, you know. Dusan's a prime example. We had expectations there. Oh, yeah. I mean, and we'll go with this one. I'll go back to that one. We had a fun little short video session, myself and Lex, and we had some fun saying our own personal Juventus Mount Rushmore, only using players we've seen play. Only seeing players we've seen play. Mas, give me yours.
Is there... Like, does it have to be, there needs to be one keeper, one defender, or can it be...
No, this is your Juventus Mount Rushmore, your own personal one. 4 guys for you that you've seen play, that you would put on the Mount Rushmore.
For me, I think it would have to be Buffon. It would have to be Zidane. It would have to be Del Piero. And it would have to be Baggio.
All right. Yeah. And Omer?
Yeah, so the easy ones for me are Del Piero, Chiellini, Buffon. It's the fourth one that I'm having trouble with, but I lean towards Nedved, although there were some players I absolutely loved. Like, I could easily put Camoranesi there. I just adored him when he played for Juve. I haven't watched Baggio enough at Juve to name him. Zidane might be there. But again, there was something left to be desired with Zidane. So yeah, that's probably the right one.
This is mine. And I did it for a number of reasons, but like there are some guys that I had shortlisted too, but longevity kind of played into it as well. So I kind of went like longevity, titles won, loyalty, like, and just the actual embodiment of Juve. This was my 4. Like it had to be these guys for me that I've seen play. Yeah, this is it, straight up. But
I'll add Dybala instead of Nedved.
Wow.
I will not, but
Yeah.
that's okay. I get it.
I will.
I get it. He's up there. Trezeguet is
Trezeguet could easily be there.
Trezeguet, top
Ferreira.
scoring foreigner ever at Juve, could definitely be, and loyalty. Loyalty matches him, longevity matches him, long reign. So yeah, there's some guys that are in there that could be there.
All these things do for me is just depress me, though, to be perfectly honest.
No, don't get
see what-
depressed. Come on, Mas. Come on.
You see what you see what you came from to what we're dealing with now. I mean, I don't know
Yeah.
how the
Come
mighty
on.
have fallen.
Come on.
But
We've got more Storm the Barn, like probably more than we have time for today, but let's try and see if we can machine gun some of these, or maybe one of us answers one of these. So I would keep Douglas Luiz. He's extremely talented and can play 10 and drop back. His technical. Okay, so this isn't even a question. That was just Storm the Barn. That's cool from Giratina70. So I don't personally align with it, but why does McKennie not get the hate Vlahovic is for essentially doing what he is doing by running his contract out and wage demands? If you don't believe that McKennie gets hate, I think that is grossly mistaken, because McKennie gets a lot of hate. He gets a lot
He's
of hate.
actually one of the more polarizing characters at Juve, because it's people have either
And
love him or
naturally, the
absolutely
focus
hate
will
him.
be on bigger scale, right? So,
Yeah.
4 or 5 million, 23 million.
Mhm.
It's
Yeah.
just comes with the territory. Who should we really keep? Douglas Luiz or Cope Miners? Okay. So,
why not keep both?
We will
Why do
keep
we need
both.
to get rid of?
we probably are keeping both. Here's the thing. If you're going on straight up ability, playing and everything, it's going to be Douglas Luiz. But the problem is not knowing that X factor, which is behind closed doors and locker room shit. Because if any player just doesn't want to be there, then it is of no use to have the argument. Like, that's what it is. It's like there's this thing going on that I've been saying for a while. It feels like Douglas Luiz doesn't want to be at Juventus. If he wants to be at Juve, then we should probably just continue on him based on how this market is looking.
Yeah, I think there are two different cases. Like, I'm disappointed with both of them, but for different reasons. I think for Douglas Luiz, it's not his playing ability; it's everything outside of football that kind of derails him, and his head doesn't seem to be in the right place. So if Juve can fix that, we may have a great player here that we paid a lot of money for.
Yeah.
Coop Miners, it's not his mentality; it's his actual playing that I have an issue with, because it's nowhere close to what we've seen at Atalanta. Not position-wise, shot-wise, chance creation. So I'm actually disappointed in his playing more than his mentality. So those are two different cases. We will keep them both. So I think for that price tag, both of them deserve a second chance.
Listen, guys, one of the biggest challenges Tudor is going to have this season is trying to get some of these guys that we have on the squad that maybe didn't have the best seasons to actually perform to the level that we believe they can perform to, right? And I would even put Cambiasso in that mix, where he had a tremendous start to the beginning of last season, and they kind of got injured and then fell off a cliff, right? If we can get these guys playing to the level we believe they can be playing at, we're not a bad team. But Tudor,
and that's the thing is, like, that whole Dortmund thing with Cambiasso is hilarious, because everybody's just back on. It's like best fullback in the world. It's like, okay, easy.
Mm-hmm.
Consistency plays a big part of that. So for him, that's the Cambiasso we need, but we need it all the time. And for me, it's excuses. Injury, like clubs being interested, the whole thing with Man City. Keep his agent on a fucking leash then. And tell his agent not to go around in the media, ask Juve why the deal didn't go through. Yeah, I didn't forget that shit. So you have a job as a player to bring your best consistently. He needs to do it consistently, flat out. One preseason game against fucking Dortmund doesn't rewrite half a season. Like, we need the guy to be that guy. When he is, he's incredible. He is so fun to watch. when he's playing the way he did against Dortmund. We just need that for a full season.
And that Dortmund team was completely out of shape. They misplaced passes. They were slow. I mean, they weren't the Dortmund we used to cause preseason and whatever. So I don't take a whole lot of it.
Because that was like their dress rehearsal, because Bundesliga starts up pretty quick here.
Yeah.
So they're deep into their preseason. They're pretty late in their preseason.
They didn't seem ready at all.
Yeah. And they played all their guys. So it was just, it did feel like we came out with some aggressive tackles and stuff too. It felt like it wasn't actually a friendly. It was a decent watch for the first half anyways. Conspiracy theory. Miretti knew the only way he was going to be able to stay is getting injured. Thoughts? Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Yes. I agree.
Love it. Love it. And he knows it's pretty, I think he actually had to just chat with Milik. That's the only way he could find him. So he's got to get sent to J-Med. Are the sources reliable with Sunderland and Wolves wanting Lloyd Kelly? Well, the funny thing is all the sources have said this guy has a market. It's just not at the price Juve wants. Again, take your lumps, move on.
Take the L right now and just be done with it. That's it. Take the L. 7 for 10.
You don't have to tell me twice, but again. Alberto, how much is that Greek kid from Wolfsburg? And how is that 20-year-old Italian kid from Borussia Mönchengladbach? Who would you take between the two? And would you add Savona in a swap? Look, going back to the Lloyd Kelly thing, for me, it's silly. The whole Lloyd Kelly thing, staying over Savona, it shouldn't happen. I can't remember the Greek guy's price tag. And I'm not sure who's at Borussia Mönchengladbach. Who's a 20-year-old there?
No idea.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know either of them. So
I gotta get on to that one before I can tell you, but I'll tell you what, keep Savona. There's my answer.
Mm-hmm.
At what point will upper management prioritize cutting the dead weight from the squad? We've had multiple mercados go to where guys who just collect a check stay. What will it take? I'd love to have an answer, man. We've been asking that for a while. They just don't want to take any lumps, and I don't see how you're going to move forward without actually doing so. Here we are.
Ferrero is the president, right?
Limbo.
Ferrero is our president right now. I never seen a more absent president than this. I mean, when we had Andrea Agnelli, he was always in the headlines, always talking, always acting to promote football, to promote Juve, and I haven't heard shit from Ferrero. I have no idea what the guy does and how he can be called Juve's president. What has he done as a president?
Is Juve giving sweetheart deals for their players to other teams in Serie A their way of extending the olive branch to keep talent in the league? Or is it an example of how bad they are at selling? Oh, man.
I think it's always been the case. We always undersold in Italy, just to keep this relationship of transactions with some of the teams. But yeah, they don't play ball. They don't play along with us anymore. So yeah, move away from that.
And if there's one thing, like, I'd at least like Camoli just to have spine about it and be I'm fine with him being a tough negotiator. I'd rather have that than just continuously give in. So, it's nice to hear that with Miretti. We were far off the valuation. So good. I'm happy to hear that, especially with those mutts over there. So good stuff there. Giuseppe, would you go? Okay, so he brought it up again. Just answer. I'm not sure who is at Borussia, but Alex P., how are air conditioner making better moves than us in the mercato? Yeah, air conditioning Milan. We're getting schooled by bums. Yeah,
They have an expert sporting director in Italy, Iglitare. He knows how to do that. So yeah, better at selling.
It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. If he can swing 70 mil out of Musa and Malik Shah. That's crazy. That's crazy. Could you imagine how many players it would take Juve to sell up 70 million in total? That'd be our roster to these guys.
And those are
And
those are
wait,
two
when
shit
you for
players.
that,
Yeah. Was yesterday's game free for the public? I don't actually know. Not actually sure. They had to pay for the tickets or not. This early invasion tradition rubbish needs to end. This is one of the reasons the league is crap and no one takes Serie A seriously. This can't happen in Premier League, even if it is a fucking friendly. I mean, it's a family game. They called it a family game. Juve versus Juve next gen. It's not even like an actual like friendly against like another club. So I think you might be a little hot there, Charles. I'm a little more hot about Kostic sticking around than I am fans jumping the pitch.
Yeah, that game's been going on for ages, right? The family always put it on. It's
50 minutes is pretty damn early, but I mean,
yeah.
Hey. Which will happen earlier, Kelly and Cope scoring a goal for Juve or Jurassic Skanga coming live next time? I'm going to say Skanga comes on a live show before those guys
because he's always there for the season prediction show, which we do late in the mercato. And he's always there. So my guess is he'll be here by the end of August.
Kelly is not a problem. Has size. Moves the ball well. Distribution is good. Has only been in the country for 6 months. Getting accustomed to a new league. Am I wrong? Feel people are harsh on Lloyd Kelly. Here we go.
You are wrong. We saw this guy live. You are wrong. Trust me.
Yeah. I think he gets a lot of extra flack than he deserves because of all the situation around Juve, and he's like, the Shilio has left, we need a scapegoat, someone to pinpoint as the worst in the club and blah blah blah. However, he's not a good defender.
If I have to sum it up, it's going to be like this. He is not as bad as it's made out to be or highlighted or whatever. He's not as bad as it seems. However, the biggest things for me are how bad he gets turned by guys. And when I saw him getting turned by guys against Reggiana, a Serie B side, in the box, no, that doesn't work. And the other thing is he doesn't actually play to his size that you speak of, Mark. Like, he's not winning aerials against guys that are smaller than him at times. Like, he just doesn't play to the size that he is. And he makes shocking positional decisions for a defender. Like, the route he takes in defending at times is beyond strange to me. It's awkward, and I feel like it's always only a matter of time before disaster strikes and it's foul city. But again, that's just me. But it's not as bad as it's made out to be. But my God, he's first on the list for me at the back of good buys. And then we get into the big defense. He's the only left footer at the back there. I'm not the guy to have the battle with on left foot, right foot, because for me, it's a preference. It's like a luxury. It's not a be-all, end-all, okay? Bremer is right-footed. He played at the left side center back role at Torino when everybody in Serie A wanted him and Inter had a deal, and then we came and scooped them on him, okay? He was a right-footer playing left center back. It's fine. It's not the be-all, end-all.
Well, we do have what's his name, Facundo Gonzalez. He's also left-footed, but
Facundo Gonzalez. We're gonna find out where he's heading pretty soon. Yeah. He's leaving.
He's heading out.
Cabal is left-footed though.
Let me ask you a question: If we didn't sell Danilo, which was wrong, should we have still pursued a center back like we do right now, or would you be fine with? Yeah. Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
I think so.
We still need a starter, I think.
Yeah, I'm still looking for like another top option.
Danilo wouldn't be that starter for you.
Yeah. But man, Bremer, seeing him back is a sight for sore eyes, man. Holy.
Yeah.
The
Didn't seem like he lost a step or something.
the
by the way.
way he presses, the pressure he puts on from the back, it's insane. And it allows everybody to just cheat forward that extra bit, and we can recover balls quicker and be on it and attack teams more. Like, it's just night and day. And I mean, it's not to the same degree or the same level, and it's a little awkward, a little clunky at times, but I appreciate Rugani's trying to maintain that when he has stepped in and been the alternative for Tudor since coming on. But for me, I want to see a top CB. I want to see Kolo Muani resign, and I'll actually be happy. I'll actually be happy with the window remaining status quo. But a couple of goodbyes got to be sprinkled in there. Let's see. The news is picking up on some things that Juventus is trying. Will Nico Gonzalez go somewhere? We wait and see. Can we wrap up Kolo Muani finally? 65 million though? What the hell? Let's wait and see, everybody. We've got a few more days until the next one against Atalanta. Yes, I'll keep you in the loop on the news heading into that one. And then we're going to do a live show on match day. And then I'll run a watch along for the final preseason game before we get to the season opener against Parma. You guys, fun one today. Holy smokes. We even got a little fire. We got a little fire on there. I love that. I love that. It's been too long.
One.
Been too long.
Too long. We need to fight more.
Yeah, we need more fights. We need more fights.
Yeah.
More arguments. More heated debates. But a lot
No,
of
we
fun.
don't. No, we
Appreciate it
don't.
as always, DJ Cammy V. Great show. Glad you guys enjoyed. Reminder, everybody, for memberships, new perks. So the guys that have already been involved with it, check it out because you've got more perks that are available to you now. And the first one for the kit will be run at the end of this month, the end of August. We'll give this bad boy to one of the legends, okay? So if you're a legend status member, you are going to be entered automatically to win this kit. Good luck. Oh, and we will have another kit giveaway for everybody else. All right? Because that's how we roll. We're getting ready for the 25-26 season. All right? Guys, enjoy the rest of your day. We'll see you next time. As always, fino alla fine. Forza Juventus. Ciao tutti.